In a small town, on a street, there was a little restaurant called Homebites Cafe. It wasn't fancy, but it was always full of life. The sound of sizzling food, the clatter of plates, and the chatter of customers made it feel warm and lively. The cafe had been around for nearly a decade. Built with love and dedication by James and Emily, a hardworking couple who had poured their hearts into it. Their 2 kids, Ethan and Lily, were still in school, but they helped out in the cafe every evening. At first, they did it just to be close to their parents, but over time, they grew to love the cafe just as much as James and Emily did. It was a busy evening at Homebites Cafe. A steady stream of customers walked in, filling up the tables and forming a small line at the counter. James stood in the kitchen, flipping burgers on the grill. The rich smell of freshly baked bread, sizzling beef, and frying onions filled the air. Emily, standing behind the counter, greeted each customer with a warm smile. "1 grilled chicken sandwich and a plate of fries," a man said. "Coming right up," Emily replied, quickly jotting down the order. She turned toward the kitchen. "James, grilled chicken sandwich with fries." "Got it," James shouted back. He glanced toward the door just as Ethan and Lily arrived from school. Still in their uniforms, carrying their backpacks. "You are just in time," James said, handing them each an apron. "Wash your hands and change into your work clothes, kids. We need extra hands tonight." Ethan and Lily hurried to the small staff room at the back. Dropping their backpacks near the door, they quickly changed into their cafe uniforms. Ethan then rushed to the prep station to slice tomatoes, while Lily, always eager to help, grabbed a pack of burger buns. "Dad, should I toast these?" she asked. "Yes, and don't forget to butter them," James replied with a grin. The kitchen was a well-oiled machine, and everyone knew their role. The sound of spatulas scraping the grill, the fryer bubbling, and plates clattering created a kind of music that only a busy restaurant could produce. Meanwhile, out in the cafe, Sophie, the waitress, hurried from table to table, balancing plates like a pro. She had been working at Homebites for 3 years and loved the friendly, family-like atmosphere. At a small corner table, a young couple waited eagerly for their food. Sophie approached them with a tray. "Here's your spaghetti and garlic bread," she said, placing the plates carefully. "Thank you. This place always feels like home," the woman said with a smile. Sophie grinned and moved to the next table, where a father and his 2 kids were waiting. "2 cheeseburgers and a large fries, please," the father said. "Got it." Sophie quickly jotted down the order and rushed to the kitchen. "James, 2 cheeseburgers and large fries." James nodded as he flipped a patty. "Ethan, grab me the cheese." Ethan quickly handed him a stack of cheese slices and got back to slicing tomatoes. Lily carefully arranged the toasted buns on a tray, while Emily checked on the fries, scooping them up when they turned golden brown. "Perfectly crispy," Emily said, placing them on a plate. At the same time, Michael, the sweeper, moved around the cafe, wiping down tables and sweeping crumbs off the floor. "Busy night, huh?" He laughed as Sophie rushed past him with another tray of food. "You have no idea," Sophie laughed. Back in the kitchen, James was working fast, carefully plating the cheeseburgers. Emily checked the order list and turned to Ethan. "Ethan, can you take these plates to table 6? "Okay, Mom." Ethan carefully lifted the plates and walked toward the customers with a proud smile. Lily, on the other hand, was refilling napkin holders and wiping the counter, making sure everything was neat and tidy. Even though she was just a kid, she loved being part of the cafe's rhythm. The evening rush finally started to slow down. Customers lingered over their meals, chatting happily. The kitchen was still busy, but there were fewer orders coming in. Emily let out a tired sigh as she stretched her arms. "That was a crazy shift," she said. "But we did it," James replied, wiping his forehead. He turned to Ethan and Lily. "And we couldn't have done it without you two." The kids grinned. "It's fun helping out," Ethan said. "Especially when we get free fries at the end." Lily giggled, grabbing a handful from a plate. Michael swept the last crumbs from the floor, and Sophie wiped the final table of the night. As they all sat down at their favorite booth to eat, Emily looked around at the cafe, at the worn wooden tables, the warm glow of the hanging lights, and the little chalkboard sign that read "Welcome to Home Bites Cafe." She smiled and said, "This isn't just a restaurant. It's our home." And everyone nodded because they all felt the same. Homebites Cafe was more than a business. It was a family.